What is going on, everyone out there in the BT and the YT land? Anyway, it is me, Troy, and I'm back again, of course, with another video. And I want to say, of course, as always, thanks to everybody who recently commented, liked, and subscribed. Happy New Year. Welcome to 2020. Cold case files, forensic files. 2020 wasn't really about death, was it? I can't remember. Anyways, I'm going to be making a Friday Reads video because I never make Friday Reads videos, and I want to try to get into something consistent that I can do throughout each week. But with that being said, I told you guys, if you watched one of my previous videos back in September, I spoke about how I wanted to read the Robert Jordan Wheel of Time series in the year 2020. The series consists of 14 books. That's 15 plus the prequel. I've already nailed down the prequel, New Springs, and you guys can check out the old video that I spoke about my reading of that. And here I am feeling the thirst trapness of wanting to start this series. Okay, like literally the first book, The Eye of the World, was on my shelf, thrusting and thriving and screaming, like I said, a thirst trap to get me to read it. I don't know, it was just kind of calling me. But I am reading, as I said, The Eye of the World by Robert Jordan, the first book in his Wheel of Time series. I am 44 pages into it, and I'm actually really enjoying it. I'm surprised because, as I mentioned before, with these epic high fantasies, you know, there's that character arcs you have to keep up with. You may need a flow chart in some cases. There's the world building, the magic systems, the different allies and axis and government systems, and just epic fantasy wildness, bombasticness. And I'm actually pretty surprised that this is really accessible from the first 44 pages. Yeah, it's really accessible. I thought that I was kind of hedging for no reason, but so far it's going smoothly. I understand precisely what's going on. They may have something to do with me reading the prequel, but nonetheless, I am enjoying myself reading this. As you guys know, Robert Jordan's Wheel of Time series, from my understanding, and this could just be me speaking so out of turn because I'm not really good with this subject as it regards reading. But anyway, you could kind of label this whole epic fantasy series by Robert Jordan as like right behind Tolkien's Lord of the Rings series in terms of epic fantasy Bibles, meaning it has all the little ingredients necessary to make such a compelling read for each individual book as you proceed along. But I want to get into that. Like, I want the challenge of being able to read these big, thick tomes of epic fantasy goodness. But nonetheless, I am enjoying this book. Like I said, it's accessible. I understand what's going on. It's just not overloading me. It's not like frying my brain out trying to keep up with the information. Sometimes, you know, as always, I have trouble with the names, okay? You know, to be all fairness, my country tongue cannot always swallow every syllable, but I make do. With that out of the way, I'm gonna just give a quick summary of what I've read so far. The story opens up as many hero's journey stories go, with this young man named Rand with his father, who are traveling toward this village that is about to celebrate, you know, the blossoming of a spring and crops and fertility. Okay, that's what I got from it. But anyway, this small village is very isolated and secluded from like the rest of the world. Although Rand and his father stay in like this farmland right outside of the village, so they deliver the wine to the local inn in the area, in part of the celebration. Nonetheless, upon their travels, Rand ends up turning around, feeling that goose bumpiness at the back of his neck, the hair raising, and he sees this dark figure that is cloaked on the road. But there's little confirmation in that thread until they get to the village and start to deliver the wine for the festival, the celebration, when there's this peddler that comes in to announce that, things are really changing around the world. It's almost like there's this dark cloud about to wash over the world. And, all these things that are like ubiquitous to, the rising of the dark force. But Rand is more or less consumed by this approaching darkness, as it is still rumor at this point, because he is much more caught up with his infatuation with a village girl. In those first chapters, you get to know Rand, you get to know his father, some of the leaders within the village, and then of course Rand's pretty clever and cunning friends. Two of the characters that were introduced in the prequel, that's Moraine here and her traveling companion Lan. They have already made an appearance in The Eye of the World, and that is so comforting to me because you're really not supposed to read this book first. You actually should read that, but it's just the point that I'm so familiar with those characters that I'm excited to see what their story continues to be like, because I love me some Moraine. I love me some So anyway, guys, that is all. I just want to share that with you guys. I'm enjoying it so far. It's pretty cool. I love it because, reading these epic fantasies, they put me in mind of Sebastian on, what is that movie, The Never Ending Story? Remember when he went up to the school attic and he had sat down with his apple and the rain was coming? Girl, that's the mood. That is the mood with these epic fantasies, all right? That's the mood that I get. As always, I invite those who have read these books to please drop me a comment. I love hearing from you guys. You're just kind of, y'all break things down for me, okay? Y'all break things down for me, and I so appreciate that. Bye. That's all I got to say. Bye. Oh, I'm supposed to go to Dave & Buster's on Friday, because it's actually Thursday. We're supposed to go to Dave & Buster's tomorrow.